Hi, my name's Tom Richards. USBA offered us the opportunity to talk about how proud we are, or why we're proud to be an American. So I thought I would. I'm an American, born in Chicago, but I've lived in Ireland since 1982. That's 27 years. That's a long time for an American to be away from home. My decision to leave here and to leave my country was by choice. I married an Irish woman. But for many Americans, particularly those who serve our great country in the armed forces, they travel from their homeland to other countries not out of choice, but by necessity. And even here in Ireland, I can be reminded about the sacrifices that American men and women have made in the fight for freedom. Just north of here in Northern Ireland, there is just such a reminder. While Northern Ireland is usually thought of as a place of troubles, and more recently as a place of coming peace, 65 years ago it was a field of war. In January of 1942, only weeks after Pearl Harbor, a task force loaded with Americans disembarked and began a fight against a foe that threatened global freedom. In Northern Ireland, and aided by the Irish and British living there, Americans built airfields. They flew in B-17 and B-24 bombers from the United States. They refitted those bombers to fight in the European theater of operations. Crews trained for conflict against a deadly foe. And when they were ready, they flew their aircraft to England and on into occupied Europe and Germany and began the uphill struggle for victory. And most never came home. So even here, thousands of miles away from my homeland, I am reminded of the sacrifices that Americans made and continue to make every day in the aid of freedom. I'm lucky in that being so far away, perhaps I've developed a keen sense of what it means to be American. We are a people founded on the precepts of liberty. We are a giving nation that always comes to the aid of others when liberty is threatened. That's why every year I fly the flag on the 4th of July, even though my Irish neighbors might think I'm crazy. Because I remember, and in remembering, I cause others to remember too. And they do. One more story before I go, and it concerns what is probably the darkest day in our history. When America was attacked on September the 11th, Irish people whom I've never met held out a hand of sympathy to me. They did that not because they knew me, but because they wanted to let an American know that our pain was their pain. And for a moment on that tragic day, I represented my country, and I have never felt more proud. Though I live miles from my home, my country will always be in my heart. And though I know that my America is facing tough times today, I also know that the resilience, creativity, and courage of Americans will not falter. Each 4th of July, and for as long as I live here, I promise that I will continue to fly the American flag. I do so to remind others of the sacrifice of Americans both in the past and in the present. And I do so because I continue to be so proud of being an American. Thank you.